course, I feel fear. There are tons of moments in climbing when I'm always a little afraid, whether it's sport climbing or soloing over a roof. I don't know what that means. How I deal with fear depends on my objective, whether it's a long and complicated matter or something fairly straightforward. It also depends on the nature of the fear I'm feeling. There can be that natural fear of the unknown, but there are justifiable, well founded fears that need to be paid attention to. If I'm approaching an inherently difficult objective, then preparation is key. What helps me manage that type of fear is getting as capable as possible, training and planning. And I think that's it. I mean, if you're trying to determine if you know, you're faced with something, you're feeling
Mhm.
that spike or that fear or whatever, and you want to, are you being foolish? If you're just going in there like half cocked, you don't know shit about shit,
Right.
you know. I tell people this all the time that train with me for a little bit. I have people that'll train, in the kickboxing, whatever, and they feel kind of good about themselves, and
Mhm.
and I, remind them like, hey, this is for in here. This doesn't necessarily equate to out there.
No.
So be careful.
Mhm.
Watch whose face you get into,
Right.
because you don't know what that other person's done.
This is
You know
true.
what I mean? I'm not the best fighter in the world, but I'm pretty confident that I've seen a lot of fighters and I've seen a lot of it, and I can discern what I'm looking at.
Mhm.
I think most of the time. That's why I'm never gonna like just randomly get into that shit.
Right.
But like that would be foolish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what Alex Honnold's talking about is like that preparation and like knowing yourself can help you sort of step over that, you know, that line of like when I know what I know and when I don't know what I don't know,
Yep.
you know. And when you don't know what you don't know, you should probably
Not.
shut that shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a son's soccer coach when he was like 8 or 9 years old. Um, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to a soccer game, but parents are assholes. They're assholes
Oh,
to the refs. They're
yeah,
assholes to the kids. They're
been to
assholes to
enough
yeah,
youth sports to understand.
right. And yeah, it's not just soccer. And
It's
and
every
guess what?
yeah.
I've yelled at the refs. I've never yelled at the kids. I've yelled at other parents, and I've been an asshole before. But I feel like s- I hope I stopped that a while ago. Um, but it was always interesting that this particular soccer coach, he would talk about this other parent that he knew that was a little bit older, had 3 kids in soccer, was a soccer coach himself.
Mhm.
Had his license, coaching licenses, grade A basically. And when there was something happening at a game and parents were yelling, that coach would look at the other guy,
Mm.
the other parent who was another coach,
Uh,
and well, he would look over at him to see like if there's any tell, basically, of
yeah.
like, oh, that was a shitty call or something like that. But he'd look over at him. Guess which guy didn't say a word? That dad.
Mm.
That guy who has all the knowledge in the world.
'Cause he
uh,
knew.
because it wasn't even that he knew. He was just like, yeah,
Yeah.
he prepared himself enough on, through playing, through coaching, through everything he did, to where like if anybody should complain and know, oh, that
Yeah.
that ref did the wrong thing, or
Right.
that it should have been this guy. And he never said a word.
Yeah.
And so like I kept trying to, not always successful, look at somebody like that and go at it. If he's not complaining about everything in the world, why should I be doing it?
Right, for sure.
You know?
Holy shit.
So
Get over yourself.
are we back to, and so like that's a form of being brave versus being foolish.
Yeah.
I think
I think so
it's
too.
like,
Yeah, for real.
like if somebody is like getting hurt and, a 14-year-old is being punched by a 35-year-old guy, which
Yeah.
has happened.
Yeah.
I've seen. Maybe there's something you do there, but for the most part, it's offsides. It's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody's-
It's a game, man.
Nobody's gonna
Holy
die.
shit.
Yeah, but
I know.
you don't need to go and get in the ref's face and threaten his
No,
life
I
and
know,
everything.
I know. That's why Scott, who's been on the show too,
Mhm.
he quit. I think he quit doing umpiring for
Mm.
softball, because
Mhm.
and he loved it, man.
Mhm.
And it was just like he couldn't deal with people yelling at him.
It wasn't the players.
He's an umpire, dude.
It
Like,
wasn't the players, it was the parents they had to deal
who?
with.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the parents. He was just like, I was scared for my gonna
Yeah.
get beat up. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's really stupid.
Yeah.
It's really
It
stupid.
is. Okay.
Learn the stop method.
Mhm.
I'm generally not a huge fan of like the what is that word? Like when the letters mean things.
Acronym.
Acronym. Thank you. I'm not like huge fan of them.
Mhm.
This reminds me of the OODA loop:
Yeah. Yeah.
observe, orient, decide, act.
Yeah.
Stop means stop, take a breath, observe, and proceed mindfully.
Mhm.
I mean, it's whatever, it's a little mantra you can, whatever. The OODA thing's gotten in my head enough.
Yeah.
Every time I say that to like a military person or police, they laugh at me,
Yeah.
but because I don't think they actually say it. But
Something you do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's a way to sort of, when fear strikes,
Mhm.
right? You're in the grocery store and somebody's being really weird.
Yeah.
Just stop, take a breath, observe, proceed mindfully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of a no-brainer, but it's kind of a cool technique. It's kind of like remember to breathe.
Right.
It's sort of on that level. But